With its third episode, The Wheel of Time Season 3 continues to deliver compelling storytelling, intricate character dynamics, and deeper explorations into the world's dark mysteries. While the previous episodes built momentum through action and political intrigue, Seeds of Shadow takes a more psychological and suspenseful approach, revealing hidden dangers, complex relationships, and the growing presence of the Forsaken. With Easter eggs hinting at major book events, thrilling action sequences, and character arcs reaching new heights, this episode proves that the Wheel of Time is only getting more intense. Let's break down the biggest moments, hidden details, and what Min's terrifying vision means for Mat's fate. The Forsaken take center stage. The episode wastes no time in bringing the Forsaken into the spotlight, making it abundantly clear that they are not just legends or distant threats. They are here, they are powerful, and they are manipulating events behind the scenes. The revelation that Gabriel is actually Raven is one of the biggest twists so far. While he initially appears to be nothing more than a charming noble, it quickly becomes apparent that his charisma is not natural. It is the result of compulsion, one of the most terrifying abilities in the Forsaken's arsenal. His ability to bend people to his will effortlessly explains why even powerful figures like Queen Morgase have fallen under his influence. The realization that he has only been free for a month yet has already convinced everyone that he has been in their lives for over a decade is chilling. But Raven is not the only Forsaken making moves. The presence of Samel adds another layer of intrigue, hinting that the Forsaken are not necessarily united in their goals. Each of them has their own ambitions, rivalries, and plans, which makes their interactions with one another as dangerous as their interactions with the heroes of the light. Lanfear's presence looms in the background, and her complicated history with Luz Darren, Rand's past self, is hinted at again. The way other Forsaken speak about her reveals that she is seen as unpredictable, dangerous, and completely devoted to the idea of love, making her one of the most complex figures in the Shadows hierarchy. As the Forsaken begin to move their pieces across the board, it is clear that the war against the Shadow is no longer just a distant prophecy. It is unfolding in real time. Min sees Mat's death, a hanging fate. During a rare moment of emotional honesty, Mat finally apologizes to Min for the pain he has caused her. While their conversation initially seems like an attempt to mend their strained relationship, it takes a sharp turn when Min experiences another one of her prophetic visions. This time, she sees Mat hanging from a noose, suspended in the air, lifeless. Min's visions are never wrong. This has been established multiple times in both the show and the books. They do not always reveal how events will unfold, but they are unavoidable. This means that, in some way or another, Mat's fate involves him being hanged. Whether this will be literal or symbolic remains to be seen, but the implication is enough to send chills down Mat's spine. For book fans, this vision immediately recalls a significant moment in The Shadow Rising, where Mat is indeed hanged, but in a way that changes his destiny rather than ending his life. This event takes place when he uses the twisted redstone doorframe to enter the realm of the Elfen, seeking answers about his fate. The Elfen warn him that his life is intertwined with battles and prophecy, and in a cruel twist of fate, he is nearly killed when he is hanged from a tree by their magic. However, he miraculously survives and gains something crucial: the Foxhead Medallion, an artifact that protects him from direct magical attacks, and the Ascendarii, a unique weapon. The show's inclusion of this vision could be foreshadowing that Mat's encounter with the Elfen is coming sooner than expected. The twisted redstone doorframe already made an appearance in this episode, hinting that Mat's fateful meeting with the mysterious beings could be approaching. However, it's also possible that the vision refers to an entirely different event, one that could be a major change from the books. Regardless, the fear that grips Mat in this moment is real. For a character who has spent so much of his journey running from responsibility, the knowledge of his own impending death forces him to confront his fate in a way he never has before. The twisted redstone doorframe. One of the most intriguing Easter eggs in this episode is the brief glimpse of a twisted redstone doorframe, a mysterious artifact that plays a crucial role in the Wheel of Time books. This structure is deeply tied to the enigmatic Elfen and Eilfen, two ancient and dangerous races that reside in a reality separate from the physical world. The doorframe serves as a portal to their realm, where those who pass through can ask 3 questions and receive prophetic, albeit cryptic, answers. In the books, this artifact is one of the most pivotal elements in Rand al'Thor's journey. It is located in the city of Viridian, deep within the Ale Waste, and allows characters like Rand and Mat Cauthon to gain crucial knowledge that shapes their destinies. However, interactions with the Elfin and Eelfin come with severe risks. The creatures possess an eerie, inhuman intelligence and adhere to rules that are barely comprehensible to mortals. They delight in twisting the meaning of their answers, sometimes leading seekers to ruin rather than clarity. The doorframe's appearance in Episode 3 is a tantalizing hint that the show is laying the groundwork for major upcoming events. If the series follows the books closely, we may see Mat using this portal in the future, seeking answers about his fate and inadvertently binding himself to the Elfin and Eelfin in ways he never anticipated. Additionally, its presence suggests that the city of Viridian may soon enter the narrative, bringing with it revelations about the Ale's true history and the prophecies surrounding the Dragon Reborn. Fans of the books will recognize this as a major nod to The Shadow Rising, the 4th novel in the series, where these interactions play a crucial role. The show's decision to introduce the doorframe this early is a strong indication that it will become a central plot point later in the season. Elaine and Avienda's bond. The relationship between Elaine Trakan and Avienda, 2 of the series' most important female characters, is another major Easter egg that book fans will recognize. While their connection was developed more gradually in the novels, the show appears to be bringing their bond to the forefront much earlier. This suggests that their deep friendship and later, their unique sisterhood will be a significant focus of the season. In Robert Jordan's books, Elaine, the daughter-heir of Andor, and Avienda, an Ale warrior, develop an incredibly strong bond built on mutual respect, shared experiences, and eventually, a mystical Aes Sedai connection. Their friendship starts with tension, as Avienda initially sees Elaine as an outsider, someone who does not understand Ale customs. However, as the series progresses, they grow to trust each other deeply. One of the most significant aspects of their relationship in the books is their eventual first sister bond, a sacred Ale ritual that ties them together as family in a way that transcends traditional friendships. This bond becomes even more complex when Rand al'Thor enters the equation, as both women share a romantic connection with him. However, instead of jealousy driving them apart, they choose to embrace their connection, seeing themselves as equals in their love for Rand and in their duties to the world. By emphasizing their relationship early in the show, the writers are signaling that they will be a central pair in the story moving forward. This also ties into the broader theme of the Wheel of Time, which often explores the strength of bonds between women, whether through Aes Sedai sisterhoods, the kin, or the wise ones of the Ale. Additionally, their interactions could be foreshadowing the eventual introduction of the ter'angreal that creates the water-like bond between them, a moment that solidifies their relationship in the books. Given that the show has made adjustments to character arcs and pacing, it will be interesting to see how their friendship and eventual sisterhood are depicted on screen. Padan Fain's shadowy presence. For those who have been paying close attention, Padan Fain's subtle presence in the background of events is a chilling reminder of his growing power and influence. Although he does not take center stage in this episode, the brief moments where he is seen or where his influence is felt are significant, especially for those who know his true nature from the books. Padan Fain started as a simple peddler in the Two Rivers, but he was much more than he seemed. Over the course of the series, he is revealed to be a dark friend, a spy for the Dark One, and eventually something even more terrifying. After his time spent in the presence of the Shadow, he becomes a twisted, corrupted being, one that even the Forsaken fear. His role in the story is unique, as he is not simply a servant of the Dark One, but rather a rogue force of evil, driven by his own vendetta against Rand al'Thor. His creeping presence in Season 3 suggests that the show is slowly building toward his transformation into the sinister figure he becomes in the books. There are hints that he is gathering power, possibly linked to the Shadar Logoth dagger, a deadly artifact known for corrupting those who wield it. This dagger plays a key role in Mat Cauthon's story, binding his fate to the dark energies of Shadar Logoth and influencing his actions in disturbing ways. If the show follows the books, we may see Fain using the dagger in a similar fashion, manipulating events from the shadows while waiting for the perfect moment to strike. One of the most terrifying aspects of Padan Fain in the books is that he evolves into something beyond the Dark One's control. He develops his own dark abilities, making him a chaotic force that neither the shadow nor the light can predict. If the show chooses to explore this angle, it could make him one of the most unpredictable and dangerous antagonists in the Wheel of Time. His presence in Episode 3 is subtle but intentional. Every time he appears, it serves as a reminder that while Rand and his allies are focused on the Forsaken and the last battle, there is another threat lurking just out of sight, one that may be even more personal and deadly than the Dark One himself. The Black Ajah and their hidden networks. Back in the White Tower, the tension continues to rise as Nynaeve and Elaine begin their investigation into the Black Ajah. The capture of Joyet and Amiko, two known Black Ajah members, raises more questions than answers. While they refuse to speak, their very presence confirms that the Black Ajah is more organized and more deeply entrenched in the tower than many feared. Varen Sedai, who is helping Nynaeve and Elaine with the interrogation, raises immediate suspicion. When a Grey Man attempts to assassinate them, Nynaeve is quick to notice that Varen never reacts the way she should. Instead of shock or fear, she remains eerily calm, leading to growing doubts about her true allegiance. This is one of the most subtle yet effective moments of tension in the episode. The White Tower has always been a place of secrets, but this scene makes it clear that the rot runs deeper than anyone imagined. If Aes Sedai cannot even trust their own sisters, how can they hope to fight the Shadow? Meanwhile, the discovery of Lindren's true objectives deepens the mystery. The revelation that she is headed to Tear, possibly to retrieve the legendary Sangreal calendar, confirms that the Forsaken are actively working to seize the greatest weapons of power before the Dragon Reborn can. The dreams of Egwene. One of the most unsettling and visually stunning sequences in this episode is Egwene's growing struggle with her dreams. While she initially believes she is simply suffering from nightmares caused by stress, it becomes increasingly clear that something far more sinister is at play. The appearance of a woman in her dreams who she believes to be dead leads to an eerie realization only the living can appear in dreams. This hints that the Forsaken, and more specifically Lanfear, are actively infiltrating her mind. This episode confirms that Egwene is a dreamwalker, one of the rarest and most powerful abilities in the world. However, she is still untrained, making her vulnerable to manipulation and control. The arrival of the Wise One Bear, who instantly recognizes Egwene as a dreamwalker, sets the stage for one of the most important character arcs in the series: Egwene's mastery over Tel'aran'rhiod, Riot, the world of dreams. Her ability to fight back against the Shadow in the dream world will be just as important as the battles fought in the waking world. This episode subtly establishes that the war against the Dark One is not just fought with swords and magic, but within the realm of the mind and spirit. Perrin's emotional journey. While the main plot continues to build in complexity, Perrin's story takes a more introspective and emotional turn. His grief over Hopper's death lingers, and his visit to his family's burial site is one of the most moving moments in the episode. The symbolism of the apple trees, representing the cycle of life and death, adds a layer of poetry and melancholy to his journey. His realization that the world moves on without him, but he still carries the weight of those he has lost, is a defining moment for his character. The introduction of Fail, his eventual love interest, adds an interesting dynamic to his story. She is portrayed as bold, slightly reckless, and fiercely independent, which contrasts beautifully with Perrin's cautious, thoughtful nature. Their growing relationship will be one to watch, as Fail is one of the most controversial characters in the book series, and her adaptation will likely spark plenty of discussion among fans. Mat's awakening. One of the most unexpected yet exhilarating moments of the episode is Mat's fight against Gon and Galad. While Mat has always been portrayed as the charming rogue, this scene reminds viewers that there is more to him than just wit and luck. He is one of the greatest fighters of his generation, even if he does not fully understand his own abilities yet. The ease with which he defeats both Gon and Galad using a quarterstaff is a direct nod to one of the most famous scenes in the books, and it is executed flawlessly. The fact that Matt does not fully grasp the depth of his own skill makes it all the more thrilling. This episode is a turning point for Matt, hinting that his past lives, his connection to the old blood, and his destiny as a leader among warriors are beginning to awaken within him. Final thoughts. Seeds of Shadow is a brilliantly crafted episode that shifts the tone of the season from action-driven adventure to psychological thriller. The increasing presence of the Forsaken, the political decay within the White Tower, and the escalating supernatural dangers all combine to create an atmosphere of paranoia, suspense, and inevitable conflict. This episode makes it clear that no one is truly safe, and that the battle between light and shadow is being fought on multiple fronts through politics, manipulation, and even within the world of dreams. With Rand's role growing more complicated, the White Tower unraveling, and the Forsaken plotting their next moves, the series is heading towards something truly epic and terrifying. If the rest of the season maintains this level of depth, intensity, and storytelling mastery, The Wheel of Time is on its way to becoming one of the defining fantasy shows of the decade.